Successful people make decisions. Now, notice I didn't necessarily say good decisions. I just said they make more decisions more often. So how do we get better at making decisions? The first thing is we have to understand that we have the choice. We have the power to choose. We have the choice to make a decision. A decision is when you decide to do something and you cut off all other obstacles. There's nothing else left but to do the thing that you said you were going to do. The second thing is we make them more often. We need to make more decisions more often. There's a saying from W. Clement Stone. He was one of the most richest, wealthiest men in the world back in the 1920s. In fact, he gave millions and millions of dollars away to charity. And he would always say, do it now, do it now, do it now. Because he found that the number one enemy of wealth was delay. So he taught people to utilize the words do it now so they would learn to make more decisions, take action more quickly. So number one is understand you have a choice. And number two is make more decisions more often. And then number three is we've got to learn from our decisions. We have to think about past decisions that we've made. Was that a good decision or a bad decision? What was the outcome of that decision? And if the decision was bad, we need to learn from it and adjust and modify decisions in the future. If the decision was good and good results happen from it, then we need to understand that we need to probably make more of those types of decisions. So learning from our decisions, learning from our choices, right, are really, really important in the decision-making process. One of the things that I've realized from coaching people from across the world in all different types of professions is that one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making is they are so afraid of messing up that they don't make any decisions at all, or they wait for everything to be perfect and they want every single, I dotted and T crossed the exact perfect way. And so it delays them from progressing. It delays them from starting. And oftentimes they don't even start at all because their decision is that in order for this to be good, it has to be perfect. And I always say, GETMO, good enough to move on. Done is better than perfect. Perfectly imperfect is better than never starting because you're waiting for something to be so perfect from the beginning. So you have to learn to be decisive in nature, to make a decision and go for it. I actually had a girl that worked for me whom I loved for a very long time. She was great. Still do love her. But she had a really difficult time making decisions. And recently she had called me a couple months ago and said, I'm thinking about leaving my career that she's at. She no longer worked for me. She's like, Krista, do you have any job opportunities available? And I was like, I don't right now, but let me think about it. So a couple months went by and I was like, you know what? I like this person. I want to make an opportunity for her to come work with me again. So I literally created a job for her. I was super excited about it. And then we offered her the job. She said yes. She calls you back the next day and says, I think I need more time to think about it. Well, guess what? She talked herself right out of the job. So think about it. This girl came to me several months before, asked if I had any opportunities, basically asked if I had any places within my own company. I didn't. I made a spot for her and offered her a job. She said yes. And then she decided and talked herself right out of the thing that she originally wanted to do. That happens a lot with people, is that they let the fear and the unknown keep them from progressing and making decisions that very well could change their life for the good. So be careful of that. Don't let your own self talk you out of decisions that you already made. Tony Robbins interviewed the most successful financial advisors in the world. And all of these financial advisors were created from scratch, right? They made themselves. And he asked them, what makes you such a successful financial advisor? And they said, well, I make a lot of decisions. A lot of them are wrong, but because I make so many decisions, I have more chances of being right than I do wrong because I'm making so many decisions. So successful people make more decisions and they make them more often. In fact, Napoleon Hill, one of the success traits was being decisive in nature, right? Making a decision, sticking to it, and doing the thing, being decisive in nature. Again, it falls back to making more decisions more often, learning from those decisions, and realizing that we have the choice to make the decisions. Be decisive in nature and decide, commit, take action, and then do. Again, just like that story I told about that young woman, she literally energy goes where focus flows, right? She was so focused on finding a new position. She got it and then talked herself right out of it. Her energy became, instead of like, I want this new thing, I want to go back and work and leave the company I'm at. Because of her thought process after she had made the decision, she talked herself right out of the very thing that she wanted to begin with once she was able to achieve that result. And I see a lot of people making that mistake and making that choice to talk themselves right out of doing things that they originally already committed and decided to do from the choices that they make. So understand this. Every single thing in life came from a decision or a lack thereof, right? It's our decisions that gets the results, and then taking action upon those decisions. All the great things that happen in your life, all the bad things, all the mediocre things, all started with a choice and a decision to begin with. Without the decision and deciding to do or not to do something, the outcome would be completely different. So start making more decisions, make them more awfully, make them swiftly, do it now. Money likes speed, become decisive in nature, and you'll become better at making decisions. Thank you so much for watching. Please hope you decide to like and subscribe, and let me know what else I can do to help you. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.